Yet still my lonely spirit soars amid the mountains.
This is Glencoe, one of the most spectacular mountain regions of Scotland, created by a great volcanic upheaval and sculpted by the ice.
I am a Cian. The name MacDonald echoes still within the hearts of Highland men. My restless soul will never sleep. I am a Cian.
Glencoe is a playground for hill walkers and mountaineers and comes under the care of the National Trust for Scotland. It is also the haunt of the golden eagle. An eagle's eye view of the Devil's Staircase, constructed by the government after the 1745 rebellion to improve communications and help pacify the Highlands. Ossian was the son of Fingal, leader of the semi-legendary Fiann, Celtic heroes of the 3rd century. It was claimed that Ossian was born in Glencoe. Ossian's Cave, a place of drips and rising damp. In 1868, the first recorded rock climb in Glencoe was made up to the cave by a shepherd, Nicol Marcus. His great-great-grandson is a member of the Glencoe Mountain Rescue Team. MacIan, the elderly chief of the MacDonalds, was one of those killed in the massacre of 1692. He was buried here on Eilin Munday, the MacDonald burial isle on Loch Leven. On the south side of the glen is Stob Corrinan Lochan, a favourite peak for winter mountaineers. Here are the ruins of MacIan's summer home. He was murdered either here or at his house in Glencoe village during the massacre. Sheep farming is still part and parcel of life in the glen. This is a Treachton farm. The shepherds who know the easy routes down off the mountains use this knowledge as members of the Glencoe Mountain Rescue Team. These are black-faced sheep, hardy individuals that can survive the snows of a Highland winter. Here on Gearanach, two girls tackled a relatively easy climb. The rock is rhyolite, which is almost perfect for climbing. In Glencoe, the summer months offer hill walking and rock climbing, and in winter, ice climbing and skiing. It is a glen for all seasons. This mountain, Gearanach, is the middle peak of the Three Sisters, the three prominent mountains on the south side of the glen. Over 1,500 feet below is the Glencoe Road. Many of these ridges and rock faces were first scaled over 80 years ago, and they all have individual names and grades of difficulty. These climbs on Buchalettif Moor are equally popular with mountaineers in winter. Each year, thousands of visitors go through Glencoe. When Charles Dickens passed through the glen in 1841, he said that there were such haunts here as you might imagine yourself wandering in the very height and madness of a fever. It was also written that the glen was accessible only to the eagle and his feathered subjects.
Yet still my lonely spirit soars amid the mountains and the glen, from my ancestral burial ground. I am a Kian. The name MacDonald echoes still within the hearts of Highland men. My restless soul will never sleep. I am a Kian. The royal stag stands proudly on the hill, falling prey to man, his mortal foe. Some men know naught of dignity or pride, and strike with no respect the deadly blow. Yet still my lonely spirit soars amid the mountains and the glen, from my ancestral burial ground. I am a Kian. The name MacDonald echoes still within the hearts of Highland men. My restless soul will never sleep. I am a Kian. The east is flanked by bouquet-letted moors. At south the highest Vidian is here. Of treachery no warning will they give, but from Signal Rock betrayal sounded clear. Yet still
According to legend, it was from Signal Rock that a fire, or some say a piper, gave the signal for the massacre. Glencoe has a bloody history, and on the 13th of February 1692, the massacre took place. This is a memorial to the MacDonald chief. Government troops under the command of Captain Robert Campbell, who were billeted with the Glencoe MacDonalds, turned on their hosts and murdered about 38 of them. Many others perished attempting to escape during a blizzard. This loch was created by Lord Strathcona of the Hudson Bay Company. When he was in Canada, Strathcona married a Red Indian chief's daughter and landscaped this area to remind his bride of her Canadian homeland. Glencoe is a place of changing moods and is equally fascinating in rain, snow or mist. This is the top of Ambotach, the Old Man, the easterly peak of the Annaheigach, which is the narrowest ridge on the British mainland. Below, in the depths of the glen, is Loch of Treachton. Some 300 million years ago, the Glencoe cauldron subsidence occurred. It was as if an enormous piston descended, weakened by a ring fault up which magma or molten rock was squeezed. This cooled as a dike of granite. Later, huge glaciers spilled out of what is now known as the Moor of Rannoch to excavate the glen. Today, on top of this ridge, granite boulders can be seen, which were carried to the crest by the ice. This is one of the finest ridge walks in the British Isles. It is not for the inexperienced, however, and care must be taken. It is also dangerous to try to descend before you reach the last peak. This could be mistaken for the Great Wall of China. Glencoe has one of the busiest mountain rescue teams in Scotland, and winter rescues, especially those involving avalanches, can be particularly hazardous. Here, the team is called out to Glencoe, just round from where the girls were climbing, and as usual, an RAF helicopter has been requested. The team sets off immediately they're alerted. It is a carefully coordinated operation between the team, police, and the RAF search and rescue helicopters. There are about 20 volunteers in the team. Like the shepherds, they live in the glen or close by, and they can be called out at any time of the day or night. The route today takes them towards the Lost Valley. Years ago, a great rockfall blocked the entrance to this corrie, and it was here that the MacDonalds of Glencoe hid stolen cattle. Cattle stealing, or reaving in those days, was a national sport. Corrigal is the Gaelic name for the valley, and it means corrie of the capture. Above the Rannoch Moor, an RAF search and rescue helicopter is en route to Glencoe, its flight path close to the top of the White Corrie's chairlift. This aircraft is a twin-engined Wessex. It has come from its base at Lucas in Fife to reach Glencoe in 43 minutes from when it was first scrambled. The large aircraft is dwarfed by Buchletif Moor, the idyllic mountain at the east end of the glen. The helicopter crew are now in radio contact with Glencoe Mountain Rescue Team, who have reached the scene of the accident. The rescue team have ignited a smoke flare to pinpoint their position. The winchman has fired a very pistol smoke to allow the pilot to determine the precise wind direction. A special alloy stretcher is lowered to the casualty. Below, the rescue team keeps clear of the helicopter downwash. These search and rescue air crew are on 24-hour standby, and a large percentage of the rescues are at night, often in severe weather conditions. The winch wire is almost 300 feet long. This is a short lift and a simple operation. With the patient safely aboard, the helicopter sets off for Fort William Hospital. 2,000 feet below is the floor of Glencoe. The Wessex now skirts the edge of the Anahiga Ridge. Beyond the sharp crest is the Marmore Range to the north of Loch Leven. The Wessex descends as it nears Loch Leven. Below is the burial arch, the last resting place of the MacDonalds of Glencoe.